So, I just saw the newest DCEU film, Shazam, and it was pretty awesome. Now, to give my thoughts on the other DC films, I'm not a huge fan of the DCEU. I don't really like them that much. I haven't seen all of them. The only ones I've seen are Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Wonder Woman, and this. But I didn't like Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. I thought they took themselves way too seriously. And Wonder Woman was okay, I didn't hate it, but they weren't as bad as the first two, but I didn't love it, but it was okay. This film, on the other hand, I like because it doesn't, unlike those films, it doesn't take itself seriously. Now, the first 20 minutes or half an hour of this film could give you the impression that it would, but just once that main kid in the trailer becomes Shazam, then the film goes in its own direction, in a really good direction. It's not just like, this film isn't just a good superhero film, it's also a really good caricature of a good superhero film, because it doesn't seem like I said, it doesn't try to take itself too seriously, but it also, it knows that, what it wants to be. There's an over-the-top villain, but in a way, they kind of seem like, yeah, he's an over-the-top villain. What do you want? What do you expect? And it's like, yes, this is the bad guy or whatever, ooh, but at least, I feel like, even though if they don't try to make him too serious, even if they're not making him, taken too seriously, I feel like they give him a good enough background, because, I'm not gonna lie, the worst thing about MCU is, they have really shitty villains, I don't care about either of them. The ones in the Iron Man sequels, the one from Ant-Man, the one from Thor: The Dark World. I can't remember any of them because they fucking bore me. It wasn't until recently they started getting good villains. But this one feels like, yes, this guy is a good villain, and he has good reason and motivation of what he's doing. It's not just some uptight businessman who's oh, I want this, I deserve this, or whatever, I'm going to take back what is mine. And it's just shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about that. But no, good villain. In fact, this movie even feels even takes stabs at superhero films. There's a scene where they are about the superhero and the villain, Shazam and the bad guy are a mile apart in the air, and the bad guy's so it comes only to this, and then it cuts back to Shazam, and it's from Shazam's point of view. He can hear that he's talking, but he can't hear a single word he's saying. So he's what, we're a mile away, you think I can hear you? And it's yeah, that's a good point. Nothing, I don't think I've ever seen someone, make fun of something like that. I'm sure there's something out there, but not that I know of. But funny, this movie was genuinely funny and, heartwarming at times. It really does feel the message here is very much family is power, and that speaks in both ways, figuratively and literally. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but it is awesome. And the kid who played Shazam was, the kid who played Billy, the kid who became Shazam, excuse me. No, I thought it was really good. Sometimes you may think he's oh, he's an unlikable character, but he's got some problems, and he doesn't have to be completely the most likable person, but you have to relate to him in some ways, and I dig it. And especially I think it's Zach Levi as Shazam was awesome. I never expected him to be be this this type of guy, and he literally feels did everything he could to feel a boy inside a grown man's body. And in a good way, in a way it kind of feels Tom Hanks in the movie Big. I'm also really glad I had a good theater experience with this, because I was so afraid I wasn't, because we were in the row second to the back, and there was the whole row was taken up by people who I'm pretty sure all knew each other, and they were part of a group, and I was okay. And then a group of parents, mother and father, probably late 20s or something, brought a baby in a stroller, which is a bad idea. And I was oh geez, they're gonna do this, because I was afraid it was just gonna be the parents who brought their baby in a stroller to see the Halloween movie that came out last year, and I'm what the fuck. But thankfully it paid off, as in it wasn't as bad as I thought. The baby was silent. It cried at least once near the beginning, and then I heard nothing until the end credits, and that was after the mid-credits sequence, so I was at that point I didn't care. the people were quiet and everybody was like so into the movie. And that's the thing I love about a theater, that like sometimes like you see it by yourself, it's just kind of like but then when you're around people who are engaged in the movie, who are thinking the same thing you are, and that makes it great. Like I think the best experience I've had in a theater, with like the whole theater, that everyone was thinking the same things, when I saw The Strangers Pray at Night, because that's a bad movie, but actually it's a very like don't take it seriously type of film. It's very like hilarious in how it's filmed and how it's all executed, but that was a good time. Anyway, no, but like I said, I haven't seen Aquaman, but now I feel like I really want to, because if it's anything like this movie, then I'm gonna have a good time. And also my girlfriend just bought me Justice League, so I gotta see that, and she's gotta catch up too. Don't know when that'll be, because it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since this movie came out, and it only took me until now to make a video about it because I've just been so damn busy lately. But no, if you like superhero films, and if you want your kids to see like something like a superhero film that they'll remember for years, make them see this movie, because this is a great movie. Great movie for kids, families. It doesn't overstep the boundaries, like it goes too dark or gritty like the other superhero films. It's just very tame. Maybe say a bad word every now and then, but otherwise, excuse me, really good movie. Probably the best DCEU movie I've seen so far. I'll see Aquaman next, but most likely this one's my favorite so far. So go see this movie. It's worth your money, and I'll see you next time.